guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are back with another episode of Gen V, the very first season. We're on to the second episode, which is called First Day. So the premiere of the show was insane. It was insane. There was a lot going on, but I should have expected that from the boys because that's kind of how they like to go. They like to just kind of start you off thinking it might be, kind of cute, and then they just come right in and slap you and remind you that this is very much an R-rated show and this is not for children, and that if you are easily traumatized, this is not the show for you. All those things it tells you within the first few minutes. But yes, we're introduced to our main character. Well, I'd say she's our main character, as well as some of the other characters we're going to probably be following throughout the series. That being Marie. She is I'm going to call her a bloodbender because there's no other word for what she's doing. Hemokinetic. She's a hemokinetic, maybe? Is that a good way to put it? Anyway, we found out that she has this ability, and when she discovered it as a child, it was the most traumatic incident of her life because it ended up causing the deaths of her parents. And she's been growing up in a foster home this whole time, finally gets into Godolphin University, which has been her dream because she really wants to believe that these powers she's been given are not just terrible things that cause pain. But unfortunately, things don't quite go the way that she imagines. She doesn't get into the class that she wants to, which she believes is going to be her stepping stone into becoming a crime fighter. And if that isn't bad enough, she ends up witnessing a crime that's committed by the golden boy, quite literally, of Godolphin. And rather than, this guy trying to talk to her, explain what's going on, he basically decides that she needs to be taken out. And this leads to a horrible incident of him having to beat up a lot of his friends. And in the end, when he realizes that unfortunately things are just not going to go the way he thinks, we see him literally explode by his own choice. So that is how we ended the episode. He whispered something to another one of the students, Andre, which is another person we were introduced to. He is a telekinetic. And he used to be quite close to the golden boy, whose name, his real name just slipped out of my head, sorry. And we also were introduced to a character who can switch between being a male or female and different powers, it looks like, depending on which form he's in. And we were also introduced to the golden boy's girlfriend, but she was definitely more in the background of the episode. So we also found out that there's a place that students who don't get adopted or don't get funneled through the university hero pipeline, they're taken to a facility for soups, but it's not a nice place. Apparently you're locked up, and there's a place called the Woods that's been referred to a few times in the last episodes as well. So it looks like some type of mental conditioning, mind control sort of thing. We didn't see very much of it, but it doesn't look very inviting. So that is where we ended the episode. We are still very much figuring out what happened with Golden Boy. And I think now with the professor that was about to expel our girl last episode and the death of Golden Boy, we're going to be kicking off this adventure and trying to figure out what's going on and what subplot has been happening that's happening in the undercurrents of this whole university situation. So I'm ready to jump into this episode. But just before I do, a reminder that if you are new here, we would love for you to go ahead and subscribe so that you can be notified of when I upload more reactions to this particular show. I react to a lot of other really cool shows that are like this as well. So would love it if you join the fam, hit the notification bell as well. And if you're liking this video, please, please, please show some love to the like button as well, and throw some comments below and let me know what you're thinking, what you're feeling, how the show's affecting you, please. I love the dialogue and it just helps a girl out immensely. All right, that out of the way, guys, let's get into the episode right about now. Wow. Can you imagine just having your whole existence being shoveled and mopped up and pushed down a drain? Did you take a piece as a souvenir, ma'am? He's like, thank you. That's creepy. Wow. I hope Marie doesn't internalize that. That really wasn't her fault.
What about Jordan Lee? They're the one who actually fought Golden Boy.
Oh, a bi-gender Asian with pronoun fuckery. Great fucking idea, Kyle. Try selling that to Dallas and Fort Lauderdale. We leave with Andre and his Marine.
I kind of love how they keep whacking some of the more conservative places in the U.S. in this show. It's kind of funny.
Vought hired me because I'm a problem solver. When 400 kids learned they weren't gifts from God, but their parents drugged them with compound V as infants, I barely had any suicides, did I?
Well, you had one tonight.
I mean, truthfully. Interesting that all the fixers at VOD are women. Remember Madeline, Indira, what's her face?
God, I heard. You okay?
She's a hugger, you know this already.
A train beer, drinks with some vodka. I mean, honestly, if you want the harder stuff, just give me an hour and can pull it together. I am with you. You pick. Any of it. Should we do all of it?
Whoa. No.
You're sweet, but this is my fault. Getting swept up in all this shit.
I had a feeling she was going to internalize this.
It's the first day tomorrow. I'm gonna get some sleep.
I like the way she's just ignoring the fact that she was supposed to be expelled. Good play. You were well-intentioned, Emma, but she's going to need time to process. It's not every day you see someone literally just come apart in front of you.
Can I get a selfie?
Okay.
The first freshman ever to be ranked in the top 10, yo.
That was your dream, right? Oh, look, you're number one now. Not Mr. Lee or Miss Lee. This sucks teeth.
Fucking number fucking 5?
Nice to see you mourning your friend. The stretchy arm. She must have the best selfies.
I know what Brink meant to you. I don't know why Luke did it.
Why are you apologizing to her? Maybe you should be more upset about the fact that, well, I don't know. I guess I get it.
Was it about Golden Boy? I want to hear.
I said what some guys will do just to get away from Kate.
Buy yourself a nice Louisville slugger. Bring it right back to the quad. And swing that bat as hard as you can into your nuts.
Ooh.
Every hour on the hour.
Yep.
Yell Jumanji. Sound good?
She's thought this through. Damn. Anyone else feel like messing with her right now? Terrifying. This is so crazy. Like, this is her dream, but this is so not the circumstances to make the top 10.
My soul sister. I'm sorry, I mean, no disrespect to you.
Wow. Just stop talking.
Rankings are based on a careful analysis of talent, skill, brand awareness, and social mentions.
Lies. Mentions.
Hashtag Black Girl Magic.
For what?
For fighting Golden Boy.
Okay, well, do we have an ETA on the other one? Locating her now.
It's just like the old man when I was his age, huh?
Hey, did Luke?
I love Luke too. Like a son.
Let him talk?
I'm proud of you. I don't say that enough, but I am.
Are you? Would you still be proud of him if he wasn't number one?
Hi. Hi. I'm Courtney Fortney. I'm the VOD EP in charge.
Seriously? Courtney Fortney?
Okay, great. You've clothes? She've clothes?
These are her club.
No, honey, your sides are your script. God, you're cute. It's just all written out. You're gonna memorize. Your little brain. You got it.
You're like Pretty Woman without the ass fucking for money.
God, wow. Really? The outfit is cute, I gotta say. I was just like, what am I supposed to look at? What do I do? She's starting to feel herself, okay. She's kind of ripe for it, though. Kind of the way Starlight was, except Starlight was actually well-intentioned. Not that I'm saying she's not, but she seems to be liking the attention a bit more than I'd like.
Did Luke say something to you about my dad?
No?
Because Luke whispered something to me before he died. He said, your dad has it.
Has what?
Yeah.
That's it? You were just gonna run off with your fancy fucking clothes?
Yes.
That shit at the club? Brink was gonna expel me for it. Did you know that?
Of course not. No, I would never ask for anything.
You don't have to. You have your dad. And half the school ready to cover for you.
I'm nobody.
I'm sorry. Your friend is dead. And I'm sorry Brink is dead.
Not that much.
But leave me out of it.
She's got a fair point.
Just want everyone here to know that I know we all experience a great shock.
This guy again?
Because I ask you at a time like this, is there anyone more important than the artist?
Yeah, everyone.
And answer that, it's fucking rhetorical.
Don't talk to him. He doesn't want to talk to you anymore.
Liam, you piece of shit. Let me guess. You made this poor girl get small because that's the only way your prick looks big?
Oop! Red. Yeah.
No.
Mm.
Go.
I should have warned you, I'm sorry. Anyways, wanna be partners?
She might be legit. Maybe you could have warned her earlier, though, so we didn't have to be subjected to what we saw last episode.
Oh, Marie. Sorry I'm late. I'm Dean Shetty. It's a pleasure to meet
Not
you.
her holding her Balenciaga bag.
We're letting Miss Moreau audit the junior year classes. What you and Andre did. It's obvious you belong here.
Don't smile so wide, sis.
I'm taking whatever they give me.
It ever occur to you why you're getting it and I'm not? Because bigender doesn't play in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'm not exactly the fan favorite down there either.
Right?
And then I almost got expelled covering for your coked up ass. I don't owe you or anyone anything.
After Luke, but now that they're both gone, I go back to not existing. So you're right, you don't owe me shit, but I'm asking anyway.
Asking for what?
You're getting interviewed by Haley Miller, right? Just tell her the truth about what I did, that's all.
They gave me a script. They'll be pissed if I go off.
You're live on camera. Whatever story you tell them, they have to run with. That's what Brink always said.
I don't know. In a way, I kind of think she should, but in the other hand, I understand why she wouldn't. But truthfully, Vought will screw her over, so really she should try to make friends.
Now, their attorney says they're simply in mourning. But then why are they hiding? And what did they do to raise such a killer?
Wow. Wow, Vought is just pushing it all the way on. Wow.
His parents are the sweetest. What do you think he'd do?
He wouldn't stop till they got to the bottom of it.
Exactly. I forgot about that.
Did you think I picked you because you get tiny? No, I picked you because you're great. Because I want to learn from you. You're funny, likable. Your branding is on point. 1 million followers. My YouTube channel can barely crack like 10K. Unless you like getting small.
I mean, the process is rather revolting. Yeah.
It hurts. I mean, I'm losing the enamel on the back of my teeth. Wait. What do you mean? Sorry, nothing. I'm just laughing. Okay. I mean,
Interesting. She doesn't tell people how it happens, but I guess it's not exactly fun. I kind of like how the show shows that, like, not every power would necessarily be a cakewalk. Like, sometimes they may not be cool. Sometimes maybe how they're triggered is not fun. It's very real.
yeah, I get a little smaller each time. It's gross.
So she keeps doing it. She may not come back.
Who do you want to play? Anyone. Queen Maeve. Then you're playing Queen Maeve.
Okay, if this girl's legit, she is definitely the kind of friend you need, Emma, because, yeah, with that power, it's not serving you. And that's another thing they don't bring up enough, is that some people might get powers that are actually detrimental to them to continue using.
Like therapy?
Maybe.
I'd like to tell you some hard truths. Can you handle that?
Sure.
Can you?
It's difficult for you to open up and to let go because when you lose control, tragedy.
Yeah. Remember?
You clamp up and you push everyone away. You go back to looking out for yourself. How am I doing? Am I warm?
Ice cold.
Lies.
I'm here to be a hero.
Why do you want to be a hero?
To help people.
Why?
Why, really?
Didn't you tell someone? Your sister?
My sister.
There we go. A little truth.
Maybe with enough money, I can find her. She'll see that I'm...
Not a monster.
We could be a family again.
She may not want that though, honey. Just so you know. You might be associated with the... Not might be. You are associated with the worst time of her life. It's not fair, but just...
I just want to help you.
I don't believe you, Indira. I'm sorry, I can't trust any of the women who work for Vought until I actually see what they're about. Spy Master Control. This looks like the vault they held Maven. Very similar.
Brink's fucking dead.
Brink was like Siegfried. You work with dangerous animals all day, sooner or later you're gonna get bitten.
Facts.
Easy, Sam. Every time you try to leave, you hurt yourself.
Oh God, what are you doing to him? A spinal tap? God. I really, really hope he gets out again and murders everybody. Damn. They swept that room clean.
Oh, it smells like bleach in here.
Why would they do that?
You know why. They want to make sure there's no trace of him left. Just like sweeping him up at the beginning of the episode. That girl told everyone. I knew it. I knew he couldn't trust her.
Star of fun size with little cricket has to throw up to get tiny. Just another example of how the patriarchy makes women chase unattainable beauty standards.
Yeah, she definitely used you for views. I'm sorry, sis.
All naughty sexy, like it's a dick. A dick tail.
You don't think that's like too much?
Getting likes is a grind.
I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, just like that.
Who thinks of this? Who's in the writer's room with the... I need to know, because they all need some help.
Was it a secret?
Of course it was a fucking secret.
Sorry, but you never said that. I thought you had an experience that could help other girls.
Yeah, I can get a
And you
shit
filmed
ton of
it.
new followers, huh?
Mm-hmm. Anyways, back to your filming like you give a damn. Oh, Emma, I feel so bad for you. You just trust all the wrong people. It's not your fault, though. Trusting shouldn't be bad. He would hide it in the dick. This show.
That is really Freudian.
Right? You gonna fix it? No. Okay. How did he get it in there?
Okay, I know this sounds crazy, but they have my brother. He's not dead. He's underneath the school. They call it the woods. It's like this fucked up hospital or something. They did messed up things to him and to me and Brink. Brink is a part of this. If you're seeing this, I guess things got pretty fucked.
I see.
I'm sorry. Help Sam if you can, please.
His brother who killed himself?
Did he?
He had schizophrenia or some shit, right?
Did he?
Unless he didn't.
Why would he lie?
Families, is there any chance Luke could have had it?
He would have been diagnosed long
Maybe.
before college. Actually, no. Sometimes I've heard that happens later, but...
But what if Luke wasn't crazy?
What if?
Underneath that scumbag candy shell, there's a fucking hero.
Thanks?
Haley.
Thank you. I'm glad to see black women actually handling her hair.
Actually, Haley, someone else was there too.
Don't say it's around the staff.
Jordan Lee.
They might all tell. Oh, well, there's always a piece of him there for you to remember him. I'm sorry, that was classless. Is he gonna ditch the interview? But they really have not done anything to his computer. They wipe Luke's room clean, but they do nothing to his computer? Not you being able to hack with your telekinesis. That's cool.
That's his brother.
That sucks. How did Luke never see him?
Grab the hard drive from the security officer.
Why would they kick the door open to take that? That's so weird that they didn't take that immediately. You'd think of all things, that's the one thing they would grab.
We won't mention your sister.
Well, what do you mean?
I thought you knew. I'm sorry. We invited her to comment.
She declined.
What did Annabeth say?
She said she didn't want anything to do with you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you had to be prepared for that, right? She's gonna be more determined than ever to be the hero. Sorry, Jordan. Read the prompter, girl. I know you're going to. But that bomb you just had to pick up.
I knew I had to stop Golden Boy.
Told you.
Before he killed more innocent people.
Sorry. She's got her reasons. These dorms kind of look like cells. Anyone else notice that? Like actual prison cells? That was a different time, sis. And you were different people. And as much as I hate that you're alone, you got to recognize that your sister has to process things the way she wants to. Why are you doing this to yourself, honey? I don't want to see it. Why? Gives a lot more meaning to why she does what she does to get the blood.
Did you know?
About my sister?
About my sister. Come here.
I mean, take the hug, but please don't trust this woman. Now I'm also wondering if it's the truth. This might have just all been a manipulation ploy. Most likely a manipulation ploy, actually. It's so hard to say because I would understand both sides. Her sister maybe being over and just wanting to get her sister back, and also her being still upset about what she saw. Who knows?
Security. Nothing to worry about.
The hell was that?
Was murdering someone necessary? You could have just knocked him out. Oh, shit. Yeah, that man's dead. You might want to leave. You've been around enough dead bodies, don't you think? Hey.
Did you know soups have a wider range of hearing than us?
That's why you don't go places alone.
Turn it off.
What?
I said, turn it off, Bob. Right fucking now.
What are you doing?
You're gonna get this flashlight nice and wet with your slutty fucking mouth.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Then, I'm gonna stuff it right up your tight little chocolate starfish.
Damn, that's very, 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 very graphic.
Do it. You know you want to.
The fuck?
I
Give me
knew
a
it.
fucking flashlight.
We don't need to see this. The show is so twisted. I know, he's like, I didn't need to see this in my whole life.
We need to go.
You're right. You've been pushing too much.
I'm fine. I'm totally.
She's about to pass out. Let's go. Hurry up. There's more of them in the thing.
Kate.
Oh, man. Yeah, baby. She's got it, all right. Wow. Oh, my gosh. Is there more ending scenes here? Because last time it was a fake out. Let me just double check. Okay, guys. Woo. Episode 2, still delivering. The plot is thickening. Oh, my gosh. I'm really loving how this series in particular is really focusing on the kind of the limitations around some of these powers and how understanding how they work, because in The Boys, they talked about them to a degree and we'd see them, but for the most part we didn't get to see these kind of intricate day-to-day things that they would deal with their powers, right? Because with Homelander, we really never saw vulnerability in that kid, let's be real. And a lot of the other ones, it was A-Train had his issues, but that was more because of his drug use. So anyways, point being, the show didn't really talk about that as much, but I'm liking that this show is taking more of a, I guess you could say, a micro look at how these kids are dealing with their powers. And like I said, that there is kind of a yin and yang to all of their abilities. And anyways, just seeing that there with Kate and her ability, we heard that, she'd been pushing for a while. I have questions about that, but I'm going to come back to her. Let's come back to our girl Marie and how interesting of a character she's turning into. And I love this with the show, right? The Boys, there's no straight up hero, I guess you can say. I feel like there's only one character that can say she's pretty much been good the entire series, and that would be Starlight. She's, for the most part, always acted out of a wholesome place, and she really hasn't done gotten her hands too dirty, I guess you can say, compared to other people. But really, all of the characters are murky. They're multifaceted. No one's 100% good or 100% bad, and there's always a motivation behind what we're seeing their characters do when it doesn't look like the straightforward good or right answer. And in this situation now with Marie, like seeing her from last episode, seeing her backstory, seeing where she's coming from, the fact that this episode she comes off as really quite selfish is understandable. And it's one of those things where is it necessarily right? No, like, you know, the situation where Jordan comes up and says to her, like, please help me out. Like, I'm at a disadvantage because of the fact that I am, what are they calling her? What's the word they're using? I'm sorry, I want to use the right terminology, but for the fact that she's both genders, she says, like, I'm not going to be well received in some parts of our demographic because people still don't want to wrap their heads around that or can't wrap their heads around it. And she's like, it's really making it hard for me to be successful because of it. And understandably, Marie comes back with, hello, like, I'm a Black woman. Like, that too is not making me popular with a certain demographic. Like, we're kind of in the same boat here, just different, not same boat. We're on the same river in different boats. You know, if that makes sense, right? Like, we're both dealing with being marginalized people. And, you know, there's, you know, we're kind of fighting the same battle. So it's kind of like, why is your struggle better, you know, more than my struggle sort of thing, right? And so, and then she also says, like, with the other people, because she had the same conversation earlier on with Andre, when Andre's like, whoa, like, why are you so quick to be taking in all this attention and smiling like my friend died? And she's kind of like, yeah, I'm sorry about that. But first of all, I knew him for a day. And second of all, he tried to kill me. And third, like, I was the one that was going to take the fall for all this. Like, if this hadn't gone down, Brink was going to expel me. You guys were going to continue to be golden kids. And I was going to lose my dream and effectively probably end up in that facility where they'd lock me up. So, like, she's like, I kind of have to look out for me because who's looking out for me? And it's interesting because, like I said, on a completely moral note, yes, she should have done the right moral thing, which is to, you know, say the right thing about Jordan and to be more, I guess you could say, empathetic about what happened to Luke. But she also kind of has to have her own back because no one else does, right? She found that out last episode when Brink was going to expel her without a thought. Like, she's like, wow, I really do have to look out for me and only me because who else is going to be there for me? Because let's be real, if Brink hadn't died, I don't think that Andre or Kate or Jordan would have stood up to demand that she stay, right? So it's understandable why she's being this way, and it's sad because it shouldn't have to be like this. And like I said, it's the part that kind of sucks is that she kind of needs superhero friends. Like, I feel like she does need to make connections, like have someone to look out for her, to have her back. Because as we just saw at the end of this episode, it's important to have people who care for you. But at the same time, I understand why she's like, I don't know if I can trust you people. Like, first night out with you guys, you almost take a person out and I take the fall for it. So it's sad because I see where she's coming from. But I like that the show is giving us not just her actions, but giving us her thinking behind the actions. And I'm glad that she's actually expressing it as well to these people. Because a lot of times in shows like this, we only get to see the actions, or our protagonist will act one way to the people she's doing things to, and then in private we'll hear the thinking. And so as viewers, we're like, okay, don't hate her, like this is the reason why. So I'm really liking that Marie is actually conveying her thinking and her rationale. Like, she's like, I'm not trying to be a dick, like I'm just literally, this is my position, this is where I'm coming from. Can you propose a better solution? And in both cases, both Jordan and Andre really couldn't say anything because they know that what she was saying was true, right? So I like that she's doing that. And hopefully, you know, depending on how things go, because I feel like these guys are all going to converge again at some point, they won't hold too much against her because they'll understand that she's doing kind of what they were doing, right? Like if this situation hadn't affected them so directly, they would be covering their own butts. Let's be 100, right? We're seeing that Andre is dealing with the generational pressure, right? Apparently his father was a soup at one point, polarity, and he's retired now, but he wants his son to kind of succeed and do better than he did. And, you know, his dad is fully in the Vought machine, as we can see, which is sad, but we're not sure. Like, Andre's looking like he maybe doesn't want to go that way. Like, maybe that's not what he wants to do, or maybe that's not the way he wants to do it. But it's really hard to tell your parents that you want to follow in the path that they've set out for you, especially if your life has been benefiting from the path that they've set out for you, right? Because obviously his position at this school, the fact that he knows he can't be touched if he does screw up, all that stuff has to do with what his father was and the influence and strings his father has. So it's not an easy thing, and Andre is clearly dealing with that to a degree, but we didn't get too much into it in this episode, but we got enough to see that there's some pressure there. And him being moved to number 1, despite the fact that he's not the one who actually did any real fighting. Because if you notice in the video, like from last episode, all he did with Luke was talk to him. He basically said, hey, stop. You know, like he did use his telekinesis to a degree, but really it was him talking to Luke that got him to stop. So compared to what Jordan did, which was effectively save Marie's life, you know, he got moved to number 1, and this would have been his shot to get, you know, potentially on the road to Vought, but he doesn't really want to do it. And more importantly, he's still reeling over, like, why did Luke die? Like, this doesn't make sense. Like, he wasn't somebody who was having thoughts to end his life. So why would he suddenly go from being sane and rational to this extreme? Like, something is up. And we see that Kate actually does care for him. And I only say that because in the last episode, seeing what her ability is, I was like, how real is that? Like, is she using it on him? I mean, obviously you would have known her power anyways, but you always have to wonder with anyone who can mentally control you if it is 100%. But anyway, it looks like she did genuinely care for Luke. So that's kind of sad. But she too, like her and Andre seem to be the ones who are really truly grieving Luke. And they're just like, we need to know what happened. We need to understand what happened, because beyond the fact that we miss our friend, what's that mean for us, right? Does that mean that we're going to be possibly in danger or something could happen to us? So they basically decided to go on this investigation, and we find out what Luke said to Andre, and it was basically that something was hidden in his father's statue in the most Freudian, we'll call it that, most Freudian place possible. We'll go with that. And it was a very short and quite frankly cryptic video. Like, I feel like, bro, you could have given them more context. Like, if this is your I might not make it back video, I feel like you could have given them more than just, there's a place underneath the school. It's called the Woods. My brother's still there. Bye. Like, a little more would have been nice, but whatever. I guess he just was hoping it wouldn't come down to him needing to use that video. But anyhow, we found out that the man we saw, or the boy we saw last episode, was Luke's brother, and that he is a telekinetic, from what we saw, and super strong, sorry. And that, yeah, he's been in this woods place since he was a teenager. And basically they were saying it's because he had mental health issues, but whether or not that's actually true now is obviously up for debate. And I'm wondering why they would have taken him so young, and it was Luke taken at the same time. It's sounding like he wasn't, but who knows? But we know they were both in the facility at one point. So why were they there? Was it on purpose? Did the parents know about it? Like, a lot of questions are coming up about this woods place now and how many people are actually still there. But we saw, we saw that Indira, who is one of the people working at the school, clearly knows about it. And we saw that she actually knows about Sam, that's Luke's brother, and that, oh my gosh, they're spinal tapping him, which I'm not sure why. Like, usually if you take spinal fluid, it's for testing of some kind, but yeah, I'm not sure what, but it looks horrible. And the fact that they obviously did not sedate him in any way to do it is pretty disgusting. So Indira needs to go. Anyways, so now we got that plot point. We know that this woods place is under the school, and we saw that Andre was following the breadcrumbs left. He went in and found Brink's computer, which I think is really strange that wouldn't be the first thing they would have cleared out of his office. Like, out of all things, you clear out Luke's room, which literally had nothing, but you go, well, I shouldn't say literally had nothing. Maybe there was something more, but I'm like, I feel like Brink's office was definitely more important to clear in light of everything that happened than not. But maybe that was a much more conspicuous or a place where they figured more eyes would be. I don't know. But anyways, we're going to go with it for the plot. And Luke from that found out that Sam was, like, he saw the Woods file, which, dude, why would you name it so meta as well? But anyways, he found out that Sam was there, saw the picture, and realized immediately that he's already seen Sam, and that Sam did manage to almost escape, but unfortunately got stopped by not only Marie, but him. So that's definitely going to eat away, I think, on him a little, to know that he unfortunately, unwittingly kept Sam from escaping. I don't think Sam would have gotten far regardless, but still. So he followed the breadcrumbs, followed the people who took the Brink's computer and all the other stuff he had in his office, and found out kind of where the entrance potentially to the woods is, and witnessed these guys murking a poor security guard that was just doing his job. And he would have almost been probably captured himself, or I don't even know actually, because I mean, he's pretty, well, no, I was going to say he's pretty high profile, but we already saw how quickly Vought covered up what happened to Luke, so they would find a way to cover up what happened to him as well. But digressing, we see that they've got some type of a sound device. And we saw, well, if you watch The Boys, you know that they do have weapons that they have developed to incapacitate supers. And they did use a sound device in season 2 of The Boys, I believe it was. Yes. So we know that they have this, but yes, that's what happened. It incapacitated Andre immediately, but we see that Kate was following him. She must have seen that he was not going where he said he was going to go and followed him, and thankfully came in clutch and saved him. But as I mentioned at the beginning of this review, we saw that there's limitations to her powers. She was saying she had a headache because she's been pushing people. That's what she calls it, pushing. And it makes me wonder if she, like, she had that dude who was repeatedly yelling Jumanji. I thought maybe it was something where she could just say it and it would be done, but I'm wondering if she has to continue pushing energy into people in order to keep those things going long term. If that makes sense. Like, I feel like I could see it like where when she does her first contact thing, there's like an energy expenditure, but then maybe if it's something that's quick, like just to like open the door or give me the password. But I think if it's something sustained, like where she was like, yeah, you need to go do this thing and do it every hour on the hour till I feel like you're done. I'm assuming she might have to continue channeling energy into that maybe. And that's why she was getting so tired, right? So I don't know. So we saw that, as she was passing out, we heard Andre saying, you've been pushing too hard. You've been, awake too long. So I guess she needs to really rest up. And again, like I said, I like that they're showing that these powers have side effects and not all of them are good. And in her case, it looks like there is a limit to how much pushing she can do without rest. Otherwise, it affects her, because it looked like she was having a seizure, which, considering that she affects the mind, that it affects her brain, kind of poetic when you think about it. And then, that kind of dovetails a bit into Emma. We touched on her this episode. We see that she is struggling to kind of find her place and find where she's accepted. We know that she does not enjoy her power, and understandably so. Like, the fact that she has to purge in order to activate it is horrible. Like, it's horrible. It's so detrimental. And like she was even saying, like, the enamel on the back of my teeth is rotting off. Like, this is no benefits. And like she was saying, every time she does it, she gets a little smaller. So I can't think that's a good thing. I think there's probably going to be a point where she's going to push too hard, or if she keeps doing it, she may either not be able to resize, or that she might just maybe disappear. I don't know, but it doesn't feel like it's a good thing that she's losing mass every single time. So anyways, we understand now that her power is kind of more of a disadvantage in that regard. And like I said, I like that the show is showing that not every power is a good power. Not every power is helpful to the person or the people around them. And anyway, we see that she confides in one of her classmates who she thinks is befriending her for who she is. And I don't know, the classmate I'm on the fence for. Like, she clearly did the whole exposing Emma's trick to her power for her own benefit, but the way she framed it was not the way I would have thought. Like, I thought it would be more malicious, but she was more saying like, hey, like, she's doing this for the wrong reasons, and that there are people out there making her do it, even though it hurts her, etc., etc. And truthfully, Emma did not tell her that no one knew. I think she would have still exposed it, but still, the look that she had in her face after Emma left, I'm going to, at this point, say the jury's out. I don't think she necessarily meant to hurt Emma, but I do think she was being self-serving with it, especially considering she was filming the video she was filming when Emma found her. But anyway, my heart goes out to Emma regardless. I feel for her. She seems like she's got the brightest of intentions, but she just keeps getting screwed over because she seems to be trusting the wrong people, or trying to impress, I guess, to some degree. But that, I don't blame her at all for what happened with the whole exposing how she shrinks situation, because she just opened up and tried to trust someone, and that person abused that trust. So yeah, I feel for her, and I really do hope that she can, I'm hoping Marie opens up to her a bit more too, because she's really trying to latch on to Marie as well. But yeah, I feel for her, because that's a villain origin story waiting to happen, honestly. I'm not sure how with her power, but still, I worry for her. She seems like a really sweet character, and I'd like to see, like, I don't know, just someone actually see her and really prop her up for who she is, and not just kind of use all these things against her, so to speak. But she also needs to find her own esteem too. She clearly has her own esteem issues that she's struggling with, and this is just feeding very much into that. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Emma. I'm hoping, like I said, we'll see something more positive. I think if she has like an objective outside of just trying to make herself stand out in a school that's all about status and, you know, numbers, being top 10, etc., that it's just not the best environment for her. So I think if she has a mission outside of that, that will really help her to find her purpose and also see more of her self-worth outside of like what Godolkin says her self-worth should be. So yeah, it was just a really good episode. And then of course, I think the other big mic drop moment was that Godolkin, aka Vought, knows where Marie's sister is. And of course they do, right? Of course, the first thing they would have done when she started to get press was look into everything in her history, right? We found out in the last episode that Brink already knew about what had happened to her to put her into foster care in the first place. So of course they would have located her sister. And now it looks like Indira is going to use that as a way to manipulate and get Marie on her side, because unfortunately, Marie's desire, her desperation to be seen as something other than a monster, that was kind of the opening that Indira needed in order to potentially, I'm hoping it doesn't work, but I could see it potentially working. We'll have to see. We'll see whether or not Marie is a little bit more astute than that. But yeah, finding out about the sister. And then, like I said, now I don't know if her sister truly did say she doesn't want anything to do with her, or if that was just Vought playing that card in order to get Marie to play ball, because either of those responses could be real. We'll have to see if it's the truth or not sooner or later, but I'm also interested to see if her sister is also powered, because all we've heard so far is that Marie was given the compound V, but we have no idea if the parents did it to both their daughters. So maybe her sister is powered. Maybe her sister is in the woods. We don't know. There's so many questions, but this episode was great. I enjoyed this one a lot as well, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love to this video with the like button and let me know what's going on in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys. All right, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.